So you have got property income, but how do you show that property income on your self-assessment tax return? That's a great question, and it is one that's answered by Louise in this video. Can I deduce the agent fee from the total rental income? And here's an interesting thing, because if you have rental income of, let's say, gross £500, when you get that back from an agent, let's say that they've had some letting agents, so you have a letting agent fee, let's say it's 10%. So what did I say?
Cheap.
£500. So £500, let's do it 1,000 because it's easier. So £1,000 property, gross rental income. 10% of the is letting agency fees.
£100, that's gone.
So there's 900, but they did repairs of 200.
£300 gone. So
therefore,
you only get
£700. Quid. So sorry, £700. Correction. But how should you account for that? Because again, if you look at the tax return here, and we're just going to, if you can hold that up for me, because I want to just go into the meeting room. If you have a letting agency fee, just describe where and how the £1,000 must go with the £100 and the £200. Where would that be shown in the tax return?
I just want to clarify, because I think Kitty's question, rather than it was where do I deduce, I think it's where do I deduct, or how do I deduct?
Yes, but this is certainly, albeit it's your show. Don't get ahead of yourself. This is,
I'm going to have a different assistant next time too. That's all I'm saying. So cost of services is box 28. I'm just going to kind of point it out here if I may. So cost of services, box 28, is where you would put the expenses to do with, for example, letting agents, cleaners, gardeners, kind of labour that you might employ. Even perhaps you've got an employee who does this work for you. You put it there. But the important thing to bear in mind is that line 20, or rather box 20, which is this one right at the top here. Box 20 is where you capture your gross rental income. So in the example that Simon gave, where it was a gross rent of £1,000, but you as the landlord actually only ever saw £700 hit your bank account because of the deductions, you'd actually capture that £1,000 here. And then you'd capture maybe £200 of repairs down here in box 25, which we've talked about already. And then over here in cost of services is where you capture the £100 worth of letting agent fee.
Can I just ask you a quick question? Because if I look at box 25, this is property repairs and maintenance. So that's the builder's cost.
So that's the £200 of expenses you've incurred on the plumbing problem that the letting agent had to correct. And over here is the £100 of letting agent fee. That's where that would go.
So you do have to break it down. And then in Xero or QuickBooks or whatever system you have, when you get the money in to reconcile, it will show as £700 coming into your bank account, and you're tempted to put that as rental income. I would always break it down, because if you get an inquiry, HMRC will say, how much rental income do you generate from this property? You say £1,000, and then they say, well, you're only showing 700. You've just opened yourself up to a nasty inquiry on every month, on every property that you have, and they want now you to break it down. So I would always break it down in Xero QuickBooks. That marries up with the actual transactions from the letting agents. So getting a statement from them would be a good thing, because that will show you the money that's being remitted with the paperwork. Would you agree with that?
Most letting agents will automatically either post one to you or email one to you once a month. And if they aren't doing that, then you can demand that of them in the nicest of ways.
So why not register today, start saving tax tomorrow?